As we continue our special series of reports on the 7 habits of successful farmers, we look at the importance of protecting your investment, like the land we just talked about. What successful farmers do and what you should do as well. Make sure you have a strategy for the next generation.
Driving down a state road, looked up, and 10 feet in front of me was a stopped vehicle, and I was going 60 miles an hour without a seatbelt on. And luckily, I got out of that car before it burnt, laid in a ditch, and I looked up at my 2 sons, and I said to myself as I was crying, they weren't ready.
Ready to take over the family farming business, a successful agribusiness by just about any measure. Tom Farms has now grown to 12,000 production acres in north central Indiana and another 4,000 in Argentina. Just like many family farms, it had a humble beginning. Kip's mom and dad started the farm in 1953 with 180 acres.
I think when we first started, we had no idea that it would evolve or grow to where it is today, and that, you know, your children would be part of the business. I guess you don't think about that when you're young and doing your day-to-day things and just trying to make a living enough to feed your family and clothe them. And
it's always a man's goal, you know, to have a son that will grow up and take your place. Well, in this case, it was not only a son, it was the grandsons and granddaughters and daughter, and so that's our goal in life.
Goals and family values are the cornerstone of the success of Tom Farms.
Again, all this, I think, helps you understand how driven we are to maintain our core family values.
Kip and the family want to protect the operation for generations to come. That's one reason they're getting help to develop their legacy plan, so that everyone is on the same page with goals and a vision. The process can involve frank discussions.
Change is very difficult for people, and that's why most people hesitate to initiate, or that might be the primary reason for a hesitation in going into a succession plan.
In some farming operations with another generation waiting in the wings, retirement planning may be as simple as an exit strategy with a lump sum payment. The intent is to provide financial security while also giving the upcoming generation or generations a chance to achieve success. But the bigger the operation, the more complex succession planning can become.
Without proper planning, with whether it's estate taxes, succession, leadership planning, transition, the business probably won't go on. So we feel it's very important to us to invest the time with some good resources to make some effective choices.
Little by little, the family is trying to reduce the load on Kip.
My dad has everything in his head.
Son Kyle oversees crop production and sees the need to split up the duties, but even at his young age, he's working to keep the business thriving for his kids.
I want to see, after my generation, I want to see it going to my kids. So, you know, it's very interesting to see how much we all think alike and how we all want this farm to move on.
Successful operations have the necessary and sometimes difficult discussions with the family, who are also business partners.
And they want to make sure that when it transitions, when the farm goes from one generation to the next, can we all still sit down at Thanksgiving dinner together, and is it okay? And so it's critically important.
Kip says developing a succession plan is not just a good business decision for large operations like his, but any farm family.
Maybe the complexity changes a little bit. Maybe some of the choices you make or have to consider are different. But I think this is important for any farm family business that wants to make sure that they have a succession plan and that they want to go into the next generation of the farm business or multi-generations into the future.